Hello and welcome to Let's Play Destroy All Humans, the 2020 remake version. I'm still your host, and this time it's episode number 14. And today we're doing mission 13.5. Yes, 13.5. Although I'm just gonna go ahead and call it mission 14. I mean, it technically is, it's the 14th mission that we play in the game, and it is called The Wrong Stuff. And interestingly enough, this is not a mission that was in the original game. It was actually just added in for the remake, and to be honest, I kind of like it. But at the same time, it does link in with one of my problems with the game. Let's just begin with kind of an obvious one. The F, the sort of the stuff on the right side of the box there, that bothers me because it's just like stretched. Uncle Sam, New Pan Am. Arnquist to attend unveiling of modern military-controlled airline. Ooh, that's new. This whole mission is new, really. I guess, kind of.
It's time to cripple their military forces. I want you to infiltrate the main base and find out what the warlords are planning.
So I'm guessing this must have been a beta mission, or a mission that was basically removed from the final game originally. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe it was added in. I don't know the exact details of this mission. I do know what it's about, and I know what happens. And I do know that this wasn't in the original. So basically, we have a mission that's entirely new, which no one has ever seen before, and I will say, just a thing, I find this mission, when it starts, to be kind of a little bit, not tedious, but sort of strange. I mean, you're scanning 4 people, like that's a lot of people to scan. In one area, so kind of strange that, but also other stuff happens beyond that. I mean, that's not the only thing. There will be quite a lengthy cutscene pretty soon, but we'll see that when we come to it. There's also another cutscene at the end of the mission as well, as per kind of usual. I mean, some of these missions have had cutscenes near the end. So yeah. We begin by scanning the officers, which are in the areas that are kind of marked on the map. So I believe after you scan this guy, you start to get these green zones popping up, and that's where the officers are. It's not like it expects you to scan literally everyone until you find them. It will tell you that they're in this area, and you just look for the officers. The guys wearing there's a name for those hats. Are they boonie hats? Boonies? No, kind of wide-brimmed hats. You know, the officers, the army officers. And obviously I know where they all are because I played before. I did a casual run through. But yeah, I mean, all this is pretty much new. Although I will say, this is the only new mission in the game. That's where the link to my problems begin, because I think that this mission alone isn't enough new content for me personally. It's not enough. I don't think adding one mission that might have been missing from the original. It's cool, it's fine. I mean, it makes sense with the story, but also I kind of don't think it's enough. So, you know, that's just me being maybe a little bit picky. I know that some people might say, well, if it had lots of new missions, it wouldn't be the same as the original. It wouldn't be a remake, or a remaster, or whatever. But, you know, the argument could go either way. Anyway, here's that cutscene that's a bit lengthy.
Isn't ready yet. The X-13 was working just fine in the trials last week.
There have been a few, hiccups.
Hiccups? Arnquist is headed here right now to see this thing fly. Are you telling me it can't?
We've had some setbacks.
I'll give you a setback. I'm gonna bring your whole goddamn agency up on charges. This is gross incompetence.
Save it. Why don't you show your guests the nuke instead?
I didn't pay $40 million to see another goddamn nuclear test. I paid to see the best goddamn fighter plane ever built. Ah, screw it. I'm going down to Sector 13 myself and find out what the hell's going on.
General.
You don't need to go to Sector 13. The test flight will go ahead as planned.
What? A second ago you said the X-13 wouldn't fly.
I said it wasn't ready, but it will be.
Your demonstration will go on as scheduled.
Trust us. We're the government.
So that's General Higgs, General Jack Higgs. We found out his first name is Jack. In the next mission actually. And the Majestic agents are pretty much doing some scheming, and that scheming involves getting the X-13 prototype up and running, because at the moment it doesn't run, and now they're going to try and make it run, and we're going to sabotage it to make sure that it doesn't. Because in the next episode, a mission that was in the game, because the rest of the missions that we're going to be seeing have been in the original game, we actually see the X-13 and it fails. Spoiler alert, it fails right in front of Armquist's eyes, so that was a massive disappointment. And that will probably mean that Armquist doesn't want to side with the Air Force when he needs help and stuff like that, so we have less enemies to worry about. Doesn't really make a difference, but still, you know, it's a mission. So, now we have to get the scientists to die. We can just kill them, but there is a way to do it in hilarious fashion by making him walk into a landmine by using follow. And the optional objectives, I'm going to complete them all here, because these are pretty simple ones to do, killing these scientists. But yeah, so with all that out of the way, the X-13 is a flying saucer. It's a very primitive flying saucer. It's not as if it actually would work. I mean, I imagine that this is kind of... So it is kind of inspired by what real military technicians would come up with. Because in this time, the jet engine is pretty much the king. I mean, the jet engine is the best you're gonna get. And it kind of still is. Supersonic travel and flight and all that and what, and military stuff always has a very fast development time, because it's the army and it's, you know, it's for wartime, and so they really do step up when they're making stuff for the military. And then years later that same technology gets put into mainstream stuff that's non-military related. So the first supersonic jet engines, first jet engines that were capable of taking a plane to supersonic speed, pretty much military exclusive. And then they decided, we can maybe do that with other airlines. Now granted, there is no commercial airline in the world that can go that fast, because it's just simply not needed. It's much more efficient, much more economical not to do that. And yeah, so that's the whole deal with that. But I find it strange that they want to use a flying saucer against another flying saucer, because it's a very rubbish flying saucer. It's got no weapons on it, it's got nothing. So what kind of threat exactly would this pose to us? I mean, we've just torn through tanks and missile turrets, and in the beginning of the game disrupted a bloody atomic bomb testing test site, you know. So why why would a little saucer that's made out of, I don't know, tin foil it looks like, which you'll see later. I've not actually seen it yet, but still. Why would a little flying saucer made out of tin foil be any good against flying saucers? I don't know. I guess they think it might work. So yeah. That's about the end of that, and the rest of the mission is pretty straightforward. I mean, you're just going to kill some enemies now to get their attention, distract them a bit, and then we're going to go and actually sabotage the X-13 itself, and then we'll get to see it. We also see it in the next episode, but, you know. So they inserted this in between the last mission and Duck and Cover, which is the next one, so it does make sense with the story. I mean, that I can appreciate, it does make sense. They made it make sense because they inserted a little bit of different dialogue. So in the next mission you'll hear Pox say something similar to what he said in the original game, but then he added, oh yeah, we sabotaged that thing, so it does make sense. There have been some lines in this game that have been just re-recorded and redone by the actors, the voice actors, and some of them are just plainly reused. I don't mind either way reusing stuff, but you'll see when I do a video based on my complaints, a lot of them will be pretty minor complaints. I don't think this game is 100% perfect. There's no such thing as a 100% perfect game, but I will say that it does have some things that irk me a little bit. Considering this is a game in 2020 with a lot more potential than what's actually here. I mean, fair enough, the graphics look amazing. I mean, this is a lovely looking game. Share Factory rendering might not do it any justice whatsoever, but you know, you can look up actual footage of this game that's better quality and you'll see that it looks lovely. I mean, the detail is amazing. They recreated everything and even reimagined most of it. These environments are lovely, the character models are great, the expressions on the characters are brilliant. It's all top notch visually, and gameplay wise it's pretty solid. Anyway, let's just get on with this. Sabotage the X-13 and destroy some computers and stuff. Right. And to sabotage we just use our mental powers for some reason, but anyway, let's do that. Coolio, and now a cutscene, and then we'll end off.
Make it good.
We've had a breach.
Small word for a big problem.
Somebody got past the guards, snuck into Hangar 12 and wrecked the place.
Our little gray visitor?
Looks that way.
Which means you didn't catch it.
We came pretty close.
Close doesn't count, Agent. The second it sets foot on base, I want it captured. And don't tell Armquist. We don't need any more help from the military. Call me when you've got it.
Whatever you say.
So, that's a new cutscene. I don't know whether they used original audio for that because the voice actors sound spot on. They sound identical to the ones in the other cutscenes, and those are reused in terms of dialogue. So maybe this was a game, not a game, a mission in the original game. Maybe it was. Scientists evaporated. Whatever it said there, probably something humorous. I think it mentions cesium, which, yes, it will explode. Anyway, that's about it for this mission. Hope you enjoyed looking at the wrong stuff, which is a new mission. And I'll see you in the next one, where we'll be right back to the missions that we know and love from the original game. Overall opinion on this mission, it was alright. Not fantastic, but it was alright. I enjoyed it. See you later.